The three times the charm. Welcome, welcome, and welcome.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Uh, these are the Minor Brothers talking
Uh,
Niner sports. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's my big brother Troy.
Uh-huh.
I'm been good, and we here to just give y'all a little perspective on I guess what we thinking about the team, moves they make, and performance
Yeah.
on the field, so forth and so on. So, what's good, big bro?
Well, first off, praise God for a new year. Um, it's good to be alive,
Yes, sir.
have health and strength. So, we've been talking about doing this for years.
Yep.
So the next time we come on, our official name is gonna be the Faithful Boys, because
Yes, sir.
we support the faithful. I've been a 49er fan since I was 10 years old, from 1984 till 2022. So I got many years being a fan, from Joe Montana and Jerry Rice and all of them boys and all of those teams from the 80s and the 90s to now. So I've been with them when they've been on top 5 times. I've been with them when they've been the worst team in the league. So, you know, uh, I know the history, and I'm just excited to see what they're gonna do this year and going forward with Trey Lance. So, let's get into that, because that's been really the topic all week.
Yeah, I'm about to
What they
tell
gonna
you.
do. Trey Lance and Jimmy G. So everybody been debating, all of the Grant Combs of the world and the Eric Crockers of the world and all of the podcast boys on YouTube and on
Yes,
social
sir.
media and Twitter and
Mm-hmm.
everything. And all of the faithful been, wanting to know, well, what they should they do? Should they go with Jimmy, Trey? My opinion, you got to go with Trey Lance. Number one, he healthy. Number two, Jimmy not healthy. Why would you put Jimmy out there and he not 100%? And you got to beat these boys, the Texans, to secure your playoff spot, and you need Carolina to beat the Saints.
Right.
So at this point, with only 2 games left, you got to give Trey a shot. He done took all the reps with the first team, all of the players, Fred Warner and Ayuk and Kittle and the offensive line, Trent Williams, all of these boys saying, he didn't made the improvements in the practicing and, with the scout team and all of this.
Right.
So you got to give him his chance. And then we want to see what he could do. We saw the one game against the Cardinals back in week 5, I believe it was. And he really, they didn't really tell a game plan to him throwing. They tried to use him as a run up type, situation, a similar offense to what he ran at North Dakota State. But he didn't have Kittle. He didn't have all of the weapons, and they didn't have the consistency that they have now. And, so then Arizona at that time was playing top-notch football. So it really wasn't to his advantage to really, produce the way that he could have. And then, he got hurt. So we couldn't, get another game of him, back-to-back weeks to see what he could do. But
Right.
now we have that chance. And really the fan base want to see what he could do. You traded all of these first round picks to go up in the draft to get the quarterback. At that time, we didn't know it would be him. But if
Right.
you go and you watch the choice on CSN Bay Area and delve into his background and see his upbringing and see the determination and the work ethic and the drive the kid have, the boy hungry and he want to be great. And everybody say how hard he worked. So,
Yeah.
we gotta we want to see what he can do. It's not a knock on Jimmy. We know Jimmy did all he could do, but the offense could go to another level with this kid if Shanahan give him his chance. Yeah, Jimmy have won many games, got us to the Super Bowl, but in a clutch moment, Jimmy don't have that clutch gene. Just being honest, he don't have it in a clutch moment. Yeah, he didn't let some scoring drives, some winning drives, but he also make the bald headed plays, which
Mm-hmm.
which the fan base be trying to kill him on, because he is
Supposed to be a veteran quarterback.
yeah, he just, it's certain throws that he can make. He's good with quick release and over the middle, but anything to the sideline and deep, he struggled with.
Yeah,
And
outside the numbers is not his game.
outside the numbers, yeah, it's not his game. So Trey Lance can throw the ball to all levels of the field. The thing with him is just the accuracy and, his mechanics. And so right now, with it just being a regular season, getting close to a potential playoff push, he's not going to have the time to really break his mechanics down and really put the time in right now. But in the all season, with the weight program and with the film, and he can go back and look at all of the practice tape and all of that, you're going to see the growth and the jump between what's going to happen at the end of this year and going forward. So as a 49er fan, we should be hopeful and optimistic and really confident that when he do come back for the OTAs and the mini camp and all of this stuff, he going to be prepared because he'll know the playbook. He'll went back and refined the mechanics and got the accuracy down. And when all of that stuff come, he can hit the ground running. He'll be ahead of the curve. And then we can, really see what the offense can go, because we ain't really seen a full offense the way that we could see it as far as really throwing it down the field.
Oh no.
We everything is,
short and intermediate.
It's short, intermediate, run out the catch type thing, and over the middle, and defenses know that. In Tennessee game, we saw where he could have got picked off like maybe 3 times. And that was before we knew he was hurt.
Right.
Because all of the passes is over in the middle, or you trying to force the ball to Kittle or Debo, instead of spreading the ball around. Now, I can tell you one thing that I saw from the tape, Trey Lance at North Dakota, and even in some of the preseason, he going to read the defense and take what the defense give. So, to me, he'll throw it to the running back out of the backfield. He'll get the ball a use check. He'll get the ball to Kittle. He can get the ball to Ayuk. He'll get the ball to Debo. It's just a matter of, like I said, with him is the mechanics and the accuracy. Once he get that down, I think the sky the limit for him, because we know he have the arm. He can stretch the field, and that's what's going to make our offense more dangerous, in addition to the running attack that they have. To me, the potential for the offense to be great is really there, because you got a lot of good young players. The Elijah Mitchells. Yeah, you got the Elijah Mitchells. You got him. Y'all can sprinkle Trey Sermon in there. You got Debo. You got Ayuk. You got Sherfield. You got Jawan Jennings. So, going forward, similar to how they use Lamar Jackson in terms of how they run him, you could run him, but to me, Trey gonna be a better pocket quarterback than Lamar Jackson will be, because that's how he been trained at North Dakota State, running a pro style offense, and that's how he gonna be able to be successful, in with Kyle Shanahan. And at this point, if you put Jimmy in there, one or two things gonna happen. He either gonna turn it over, he gonna get sacked and just get more damaged on the thumb, and then you ain't gonna have him anyway. So to me, you need to ride with Trey Lance. You should be able to beat Houston if you're on top of your game. Then, depending on what happened with the Rams and stuff, they might want to rest their starters next week if they beat the Ravens tomorrow. So you might be able to win that game if they don't play everybody. But even if they do play everybody, he need to go up against a good defense, good corners, and see what happened. So while you had the idea to want to kind of play him early on, you felt it threw your rhythm off by switching, going in, back and forth with the quarterbacks.
Which I think is baloney.
On some level, yeah. But at the same time, as a play caller, I could understand it. But a lot of people, and I think myself included, I was calling for y'all to run with Trey Lance from the jump. Put him out there. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got a veteran team, a team that was just removed from the Super Bowl, and then you had all of the injuries last year. You had brought the majority of the team back with good free agency signings and good contracts. So you had enough talent around him to just gradually bring him along. And even a lot of people in the national media, a lot of the national, experts even said, why not start him from the beginning? You see what, I think somebody was talking today about Mac Jones. They put him out there from jump. He struggled and the team struggled, but eventually they hit their stride. They won 6-7 in a row before they lost these last couple. So he got the reps and he got to play in the games. Well, Trey Lance is just as good, even more talented than Mac Jones. So I said it all the time this year. Kyle Shanahan devised the whole offense around RG3 to his skill set. So why couldn't you develop an offense to his skill set with the players you had? Now, granted, you had some injuries to Kittle and Debo and some of the other people early on. Ayuk was kind of struggling. You had been in out with your running backs, but you still would have had enough to win some of those games. Maybe if he was out there, he would have gave you an element that Jimmy couldn't. He could get out of the pressure, at least run and get you a couple first downs, maybe throw on the run. You're not getting that with Jimmy. Jimmy gonna sit in that pocket, and a lot of his mechanics, if you really look at it, he throws off of his back foot.
Mm-hmm.
He don't really drive the ball the way that he could. A lot of it is his arm and his wrist. And if you get a good push up the pocket, then he get flustered and be trying to figure how to get around. And that's where most of his sacks come from. Or he lock on to his first read and don't come off quick enough. And if he do come off, he come late, and then that could be a pick, or it's getting batted in the air, or you taking a sack, or you getting stripped. Not saying that Trey Lance,
But brother, like I'm listening to everything you're saying, and I'm agreeing with you. I do feel if Jimmy's healthy for the game against the Rams, regardless if we win, lose, draw, I think that Shanahan gonna start Jimmy.
Oh, I would agree with you. Just for the experience factor, if they do get to the playoffs, yeah, you would have to go with Jimmy. But how effective will Jimmy be?
Right.
Down the line, because, and that's the thing. Y'all, okay, you said y'all was gonna let him go out there and test the to throw the ball or whatever the case may be. Well, y'all didn't even do that. Y'all just trying to get the swelling down and I guess get stability there. Okay. But to me, I would go with Trey Lance. He got all the reps. If Jimmy come out of there and start struggling early, and God forbid y'all fall behind, then either you're gonna stick with him or you're gonna put Trey Lance in anyway.
Right.
So to me, run with Lance, establish your running game. Now, everybody say Houston is pretty weak against the run. So if that's the case, well, then put in Mitchell back there, put Wilson back there, run the ball, establish the run, and then give him easy throws, easy completions to build his confidence. Look, and then in certain situations, you take your shots.
They call them the Jimmy Gimmies.
Yeah. You take your shot and you give him, like I said, you give him the easy completions, build his confidence. Then when you're in a position to think you can take a shot, depending on what he is with your field position, you take those shots. And if he hit, then you good. The main thing is you want to give him the confidence to lead drives that's going to get you touchdowns, preferably touchdowns and not field goals. And then defensively, I don't know. I know they starting a rookie Davis Mills, and I know they got Brandon Cooks, and I don't know who they running backs are per se, but defensively, your defensive line should be able to stop the run and get the pressure that's needed on the quarterback. And if you can do that, then that will keep the secondary from being exposed as far as your corners are concerned. As Josh Norman is old and is a liability, really. And you got Ambry Thomas who have potential. He just need weight and more technique.
Right. He's starting to flash a little bit. He
Yeah,
getting
he's
burnt,
starting
but
to
he
come
there.
together. I can see
Yeah.
why they picked him in the 3rd round. You know, you could see the potential that they saw in him. It's just that, you know, he was a rookie. He's a rookie. And, you know, all rookies got to adapt to the physical aspect of the game, put the weight on, get the technique down. To me, y'all should have been starting Lenoir. I like Lenoir. I think Lenoir was a little more physical going into the preseason. And he showed potential as far as being able to tackle and cover well. You know, maybe he fell out of favor, and you know, and he'll get his chance, you know, down the line next year. But for right now, if that's who you're gonna run with till they get Mosley back, then to me, you got to get pressure, stop the run, force them in the 2nd and long, 3rd and long, and then you should be able to get pressure with your front 4 and
Right.
occasionally blitz, and you should be able to hold up against the offense. To me, this is a game that if y'all come out, as y'all been saying all week, y'all been in playoff mode, y'all been in playoff focus, then similar to the Atlanta game, outside of y'all fumbling on the kickoff, y'all should be able to get in there and handle your business and, you know, really do what you got to do.
Right.
And if that is the case, then to me, this is the game where Trey Lance can get his confidence, because we all know, for the most part, including the local media and everybody that cover the 49ers, we know Shanahan want Jimmy in there. Okay. For whatever reason, okay, that's fine. We know you want Jimmy for the experience and this and that, but okay, if he ain't healthy or if he's struggling, you're gonna have to get him out of there, because what's at stake? You got a chance to make the playoffs. After all of the struggles, ups and downs, all of this stuff, you got a chance to get in. So
And you
to me,
still
the
want to
person,
recoup some of those draft picks.
yeah. And at some point, you know, when me and you talked about it, um, you know, a lot of people saying they should bring Jimmy back and all of this. You got $25 million that could be available to you if you let him go. And the salary cap is supposed to be going up, I think, to $208 million from where it's at now. So that's supposed to be like another, from where it's at now, that's supposed to be like another 20 some million dollar increase. So if you can trade Jimmy and get a draft pick or 2 for him, or a conditional pick, or whatever the case may be, and the salary cap is going up by another 20 million, you will have about $40 million to play with. You got a lot of good players that's on your team that's on 1-year contracts right now that you need to keep. The DJ Jones of the world. You got to pay Debo his money. He done became a star. You're going to have to pay Bosa his money. He done came back. 15, 16 sacks. You got a chance to get Aldon Smith record, 19 and a half, if he really get it in these last 2 games. You got K'Waun Williams, who's one of the better slot corners in the league. You got Laken Tomlinson, who y'all need to resign. He been play every game for you. So you got some players that you're going to have to fork money to, and you don't have that many draft picks as it is. So you're going to have to delve into free agency on some level to compensate for the lack of the draft picks. And so if you got $40 million to play with, Parag Marathe and the way they front office structure contracts is one of the best in the league. So you can still get a lot of these players re-signed and sign maybe 1 or 2 free agents, preferably a good corner, and still have a good team to put out there around Trey Lance, because this is the time to really go all in while he's still on his rookie deal.
Yes, sir.
He only making, I think I saw something on 49ers Web Zone this week where his base salary for next year is only $850,000. So $850,000 versus $24 million. You do the math.
Right.
If you go ahead and build around him and put a good team around him, then eventually as he play and be the starter next year, you're gonna start reaping the rewards of the fact that you got him on that deal. Yeah. So, like I said, there was a time where when Shanahan and Lynch first got there, they had all of this salary cap space, and they had the draft picks. Well, y'all have exhausted all of that. Really, y'all paid D Ford that money. Unfortunately, he haven't been healthy. Some other players you paid, like Quan Alexander, he didn't pan out. He got hurt, but when he was there, he produced. Y'all put some money into some other players, you know.
Signed Armstead, re-signed.
Yeah. Which y'all should have kept Buckner, but that's here nor there. But I still got hope for Kinlaw. You know, a lot of people knew he had the problem with the knee when he was in college, even at the Senior Bowl and coming into the league. And we know when he was healthy and he was really producing, he played well. So if this surgery that he had is finally the surgery that's going to get him healthy, and where he don't have these setbacks, he still got the potential to be a beast, you know. So we can't just give up on him just yet, you know. Right. But if we can never get him healthy and put him in there with DJ Jones, you wouldn't be able to run the ball to save your life. Truthfully.
Yeah, I love
because
DJ
all of that size in there. So we can't give up on Kinlaw just yet. Hopefully this surgery is the surgery.
Right, that really get him right.
That's gonna get him right, you know. So, and then we know Eric Armstead is an example. He was hurt a lot when he first came into the league. It took him a few years to get healthy, and he's been healthy pretty much the last 2, 3, going on maybe 4 years now, however many years it is. So we know that we can't just give up on him because, you know, of the injuries, because athletically and physically he a beast. He just needed to
just need to get healthy and work and work on his technique a little bit.
Yeah.
He'd be fine.
Right. So like I said, the focus right now is tomorrow, the Texans. We know we the better team on paper and talent-wise. The question, like I said, is who y'all gonna go with? Okay. Now, you know, Shanahan been saying all week, Jimmy got a chance to play. Y'all listed him as doubtful on the injury report and all of this stuff. You know, and my thing is man, look, Kyle, just come on and get a dude this shot. If he win this game, if he beat the Rams, okay, then going into the playoffs, then that's the decision. Then, do I ride with the young man or do I go with Jimmy? Okay, maybe in 2 weeks he might be healthy enough. If y'all get to the wild card round of the playoffs to get out there, then you ride with him. And if he starts struggling and whatever, then you go to Trey Lance. Or you
say this, Troy. Honestly, if they make the playoffs and Jimmy G is healthy, I understand them going with Jimmy G as the starter.
Right.
We could all get that, but okay. But I damn sure better see a Trey Lance package. I don't give a damn if Jimmy's struggling or not. If he didn't just won 2 games for you and he played well, and y'all get to the playoffs, now you use that. Make the team have the game plan for the Trey Lance package just in case type shit. But to me, he should get some burn if he win these 2 games.
But I don't think you're gonna see the Trey Lance package.
I don't need it. I think you should.
Hypothetically, you would think they would try to throw a curveball in there to give him run, but I just don't see it. I don't think that they're gonna give him. I don't think they're gonna have a package in there for him. I think they're gonna run with Jimmy if they get to the playoffs the whole game. They're gonna try to depending on who they play, because the matchups matter. If they play like the Tampa Bay, well, right now I don't look like they're gonna play Tampa Bay. It look like it will be Dallas. You know, I know Dallas is improved defensively with Dan Quinn. I know about the cornerback Diggs And Michael Parsons, the rookie linebacker, probably gonna be defensive rookie of the year. He'll be. They got Kyle Van Der Esch. They got your boy up front. They got some good players up front. In a front seven. So, the matchup will be, okay, can we establish our run to take pressure off of Jimmy? Because Jimmy ain't gonna drop back 30 times. We ain't winning if Jimmy dropping back 30.
Yeah,
I would say we would win if Trey Lance was dropping back 30. So we know we would have to establish a running game, do the play action off of that. But the thing is, man, can Jimmy consistently make the throws? Okay, who you think they're gonna put Trayvon Diggs on Devo?
Right.
So can we win with IU? Can we win with George Kittle? Can we win with him throwing the ball to Juszczyk or to Elijah Mitchell or Wilson out of the backfield? Can we count on Jawan Jennings being that third receiver to beat a man in a slot or to, beat somebody outside? See, while Trey Lance have the potential to do great things and the offense has the ability to expand, we do need a little bit more speed, at the receiver position. Not saying Debo and IU can't run ain't got the quickness.
I was just saying,
but we can use somebody that can take the top off of the defense to stretch the defense. I mean, we know that he can stretch it with his arm if you dial up the right play and he open. Now, one thing I have confidence in with Trey Lance is that he will hit the open man. He'll hit the open man and find an open receiver. So I don't have that confidence with Jimmy because we didn't seen it too many times. We saw it in the game with Juszczyk, wide open. All you got to do is just lay the ball out there. If you lay it out there, Juszczyk catching the ball running in. And even when you threw the pick to George Kittle, that's what I'm saying. You lock in on your main players. Right. Okay. He wasn't open. So throw the ball away or throw it to somebody else. If nobody else is open, throw it away. Don't take the sack. Or if you take the sack, it might give you enough field position to maybe run another play to, do something different. So, like I said, I don't have that confidence with Jimmy with that. I think Trey, and you saw it in the preseason and even in the Arizona game. If it's not open, he'll pull it down and run it and try to make something positive out of it, as opposed to trying to force the ball in there. And that's why I say I got more confidence that he'll find the open man than Jimmy.
I don't think he got a high IQ, it seemed like.
Yeah, because like I said, we've seen it so many times with Jimmy. You lock on one receiver or you come off too late and then you starting to force it in there. And he's either getting tipped or you getting picked off or you taking a sack and everything. So if in most cases, if Jimmy see it and is open, he gonna throw it in there. Now he'll make some tight window throws, and Jimmy be like, okay, I'm gonna get it to the dudes I know gonna make the plays. Okay, and that's within the structure of the play of the offense. I get that, but you got to know when to get it in there. Then sometimes if they not open, because the defense know too where you're trying to go, there ought to be another read that you can make. And I think Trey gonna be able to process quicker and faster, and he'll dump it to the running back. Because we didn't see a game, man. There've been some plays where Jimmy was looking downfield, whether it was Debo, Ayuk, or Kittle, running back in a flat wide open. If you get it to him and he got space, he might be able to get those yards to make it a third in the manageable or a second in the manageable or whatever the case may be. And I think that's where Trey he'll dump it there if the immediate stuff or the downfield stuff not open. Now, if he know the downfield stuff open and he could gun it in there, I think he will do that. I don't think he won't hesitate, but I think he will also take what the defense will give. And I think that's going to be the difference with him versus Jimmy, So, like I said, man, we got a lot to look forward to. I hope they give him his run tomorrow. in terms of letting him start. Let's see how the game start. I think they'll come out trying to establish the run. They'll come out trying to, do that. And like I said, let him get some easy completions. We might see maybe more of the bubble screen type stuff because we don't see that with Jimmy. Y'all ain't throwing no bubble screen with Jimmy. Maybe we'll see that with him. Get it out of his hand quick. Let Debo or Ayuk or somebody make a play.
Right.
And then let him get his rhythm. And then at some point, if they can get that running game going, well, we know what Kyle will do. If Kyle got that running game going, he'll run it every play, really. We know that. And that ain't a bad thing if it's working.
His first pass better be the play action pass, dump out to Kittle in the flat. They give it to Jimmy Garoppolo every game. When Trey Lance played, we didn't necessarily see him run the offense as we know the offense, and I don't mind him creating packages similar to RG3 and this, that, and other, but I don't really think that's necessary. Just put him out there in the offense and let him do what he's going to do. Right. What I would like to get from you, give me a prediction, who you think going to win, and who you expecting to have a good game offensively and defensively before we wrap it up and get out of here.
Okay, well, I think offensively, I think the prediction, I think we'll win maybe 7 to 10 points.
Okay.
Houston beat San Diego last week, and San Diego is a playoff team currently. And nobody had that peg, so we can't just assume that they just, you roll the footballs out and they going to, just run all over. They professional just like y'all are.
Right.
And I don't think we taking them lightly from everything that's been said in all of the press conferences during the week. So I think they'll come out with the intensity and their focus. I think always, if you're starting Trey Lance, let's, no turnovers. Let's minimize the turnovers or no turnovers. Special teams, Houston probably got better special teams than we do. So we got to watch the turnover special teams play. I think offensively, I think if there's a player of the game, it could be Elijah Mitchell because I think Houston's going to focus on Debo and Kittle. And it could be Ayuk if they take those things away. Defensively, I think Nick Bosa, they'll move him on both sides of the ball. I think Ashaia not playing. So I don't know who they're going to have. I don't know who going to have next to Fred Warner, but I think the
Greenlaw might be available.
Yeah. I think they said Greenlaw was out.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll be
Harris
and the other guy with the 2 names, and they're pretty good players.
Clinton Files or something like that.
Yeah.
Flanagan Files.
Flanagan Files. Yeah. Really, I think defensive player of the game could be maybe Todd, maybe Jimmy Ward, but I maybe even Arden Key, because they're gonna try to chip Bosa and double team him and keep him out of there. So I could see maybe Arden Key or somebody like that. But I just think the defense will play pretty good overall. I mean, if we can force some turnovers, that'll help the offense as well. They got a rookie playing. He didn't play most of the year, but so he ain't really a rookie no more. Right. So like I said, I think they'll win by 7 to 10 points. Offensively, I look maybe for, like I say, Elijah Mitchell, maybe defensively, either Bosa or somebody on the defensive line, to make some plays. And, I think they'll win the game. They'll go to 9-7, and then they'll have that last game going, against the Rams. And, we'll talk about that next week. So, I think everybody from the faithfuls is looking for Trey Lance and excited about Trey Lance being out there. We want to see what the offense is going to look like with Trey Lance and what he can do. And like I say, establish a run, give him some easy throws to get his rhythm and his confidence. And, we'll see it early on because, it'll be in the first 10 to 15 plays with the script. They're going to do specific things to, kind of get the offense moving and rolling. And if they can go right down and get a touchdown, that'll bode well for the game. And then, like I say, you just play him the whole game. Jimmy shouldn't even be out there for the warm up. And I wouldn't put Jimmy out there, but we don't know. We ain't gonna know till it kick off. or they do the inactives, before the game start.
Right.
So, like I said, I think they'll win the game. They'll play 4 quarters. They'll play hard like they always do. And that's the main thing. Let's get this victory. Go to 9-7. Be rooting for the Panthers to beat the Saints. And if the Panthers beat the Saints, then we know we in. But if not, then we know we got to play the Rams. And so, and a lot of what's gonna happen next week gonna depend upon how he play Trey this week.
Yeah.
And then also the health of Jimmy. And all of the questions that'll be asked to Shanahan and everybody next week will be, okay, well, you won the game, he played well. Will you start him or will you start Jimmy? And so we'll have a lot to talk about next week as well. So I think it's gonna be a victory for him tomorrow. So I'm excited to watch the game and see what they do.
Okay. Myself, I'm gonna say maybe 24-10. I'm gonna say 24-17. I need the D line to get after the young quarterback. I hear he I guess the second best rookie behind the guy in New England.
Yeah.
So he having a pretty good year for a rookie. So let's get some heat on him. If we could get heat on him, I figure Warner or Ward should have a pretty good day. Offensively, it's all about the O-line. Need y'all to dominate. Need to run the ball 25 to 35 times. If we get some play action off that, I think Ayuk should have some success. And maybe Kittle, but I'm looking for Ayuk. For some reason, I think Ayuk and Trey Lance got a good rapport. I don't know why. So I think, I think they might hook up once or twice out of some play action. But definitely looking forward to seeing the game. I know the Texans, they get a lot of turnovers, so we definitely want to control the line of scrimmage. So the offensive line do what they need to do. I think we'll be successful. And then, like you said, we'll see what happens when we got to play the Rams, who will be available, so forth and so on. And then we'll chop it up and, we'll see what it do.
Yeah.
So, brother, on that note, I'm going to get out of here. Look, I made my little New Year's Day food. I heard Cole hitting the door, so the rice must be ready. Go ahead and give me a little plate, sit down, eat up for a little bit, watch a little TV, and shit. We'll talk tomorrow, bro, and we'll decide what we're gonna do.
All right, sounds like a plan.
All right, big bro. Well, we appreciate y'all checking us out. Like you say, faithful boys, y'all will be getting something from us every week. So, like, subscribe, share, hit the notifications, and y'all rock with us. It's going to be a treat for y'all.
Yes, sir.
All right, big bro. I'll talk to you later now.
All right. Peace.
Yes, sir.